Right, where are we? Where are we? Good evening, chaps. Good evening, chaps. You can tell it's evening because it's dark outside. Right, we're up in the back bedroom tonight because I've got hardly any roof on the shed and it's blowy, a bit damp. Yeah, it's just easier up here, really. It's just very much easier up here. Now, this is an add-on. This is not the video I was going to do for this week. This is an add-on for last week. And what it is, now we're talking about the old GoPro doodahs or whatever. I don't know why I got elastic band around that. Put an elastic band around so you don't forget something, and I've forgotten what I put elastic band there for. Anyway, good friend mentioned about putting the volume on, putting speech on the camera, and the ways of doing that. Thank you very much for your comment. Loved it. Right then, what I thought about this, I thought about this a lot, and what I originally done was, I did this week's, and I think this is what you was talking about. I think this is what you did. Correct me if I'm wrong, please do. But I put a hole. Where's your camera gone? I put a hole in that there, and what that was for originally. Let me just show you this. There's that. Where is the camera on this thing? It's down there. There's that. And I bought it off of Amazon. It is, there's the details. You can get them, you screenshot them if you like. Again, very, very cheap. Cheap shit from China, as always. And what I got in this was, I got a little funky strap, which I don't really know what to do with. There you go. I got an add-on with the obligatory USB thing for the jack. Now then, I also got, which was funky doodah, a jack with the different size USB, the micro USB, with the 3.5mm jack. Now then, and that is to go into the camera. Now what the idea was that I was going to put that through there, because I made the hole big enough to fit. Can't really see that. I made the hole big enough so that fitted through there, but not too big that it would allow the water to go in. But now here's the but. Actually, not here's the but. Here's the extra thing that I bought for, and I give it this little funky little case, and that is kind of a waterproofy feeling type material. Now I'm doing this I'm not using the microphone on this camera now, so let's go into this. Let's have a look in here. Should have undone this before I started, but there you go. That's YouTube. That's do you know what, I've never been good at knots. Anyway, right, here we go. In here is, you see that? That's 3 meters of cable. It's 3 meters of lead, which I'm never going to undo on here because that's just rubbish, isn't it? On the end, it came like that. It came like that. I keep pointing right over to there. It came like that. So there's your microphone. It says on it its name. It gave you 2 of these donglins. Gave you 2 of those. What do you call those? Suppressors? Sound suppressors? I don't know. But it came with 2 of those. So one goes straight on there, obviously. That goes straight on there. So there you go. You've got your mic. Also, what it done, it gave you this little clip device. So you can, that goes on there, clip. Sorry about the light, but there you go. I'm not a professional. This is YouTube. And that goes on there. And that's got 3 meters of cable or lead with the 3.5 millimeter jack on the end. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to blah, blah, blah. I was going to plug that into that like that, and then use that as my camera on my bike. Now, That's all well and good. But I never found, and I still haven't found, a really good place to put my camera without getting too much wind noise and without getting too much well, just, you know, just everything you don't need. What you want from a camera is decent pictures for whatever spells of time period, and that's all you want, isn't it? You don't want to go, you know, I don't know what you want, but that's the idea. You've got a camera, I want to add a bit of sound to it, so that's the deal. No, I just couldn't find a place that the camera was fitted where I was happy with it. Now then, the other thing is, it's on the bike. I didn't get it off the bike because I'm happy with where it is. You've seen it before. It's the remote control for the camera, and it's a 2-button device. On off for the video bit, and a button that takes a picture, still picture. And in the beginning, I was taking loads of pictures, and I couldn't figure out why I weren't recording anything. And then I realised I was pushing the wrong chuffing button. But anyway, the problem I found is because the display, like, you know, display on the back, because that don't stay on, all you've got is a little flashing light to tell you that the camera's recording. The little LED flashes all the time it's recording, and when it's not flashing, it's not recording. It's that easy. But if you put your camera somewhere down on the crash bars or somewhere near the back light, you're not going to see the little flashing light, so you don't know if you've pushed the button to record or pushed the button to stop and all that. You can't keep track of all that. You just can't, because ideally what you want to do is you want to capture 5 minute or you know, a few minutes of film either way. You don't want to record the whole trip, because that would be so boring, wouldn't it? If you're traveling like miles through the countryside, nobody wants to see that. They want to see something that's happening. That's the point of it. It's an action cam. So that's my view, and that's what I thought about that. There are other ways of doing it, and what I thought was you could have your camera going, and you could do a voiceover, so when it comes to editing, you could put the voice onto the camera. You could still make it sound like it's going along. You've got a bit of wind noise and all that, by using a device like that onto your mobile phone. So you're recording onto your mobile phone. The other way is, and again, you'll never guess, cheap shit from China, and it's actually proof there's in the pudding. That is Chinese, but this is a motorcycle headset. Now at first I thought, you know what, I'm not into this, I really ain't, but I've used it and it's really good. It plugs into your helmet. You see there, look, it plugs into your helmet, and it's got a little battery in there. All works by Bluetooth, and it's brilliant. There you go. You can have it onto the phone, or just use it as a microphone, which is what I was saying about. Just use it as a mic to put it onto a phone. You got music through there, plus you can go from device to device to device, up and down, up and down. Shouldn't do that, Ed. You've got all the, let me get it out, Vicar, and show you. I'm not advertising this, I'm just saying this is an alternative way of getting sound onto the video that you are trying to achieve. I've stuck this down well. I have to break the box. Here we go. Right, now in this box, now this wasn't expensive. This was like really cheap. I was looking around at all these, all the expensive things that clip on the side of your helmet, and they've got Bluetooth and stereos and blah 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 blah. This is exactly the same, and it works. It comes with as he tries not to throw it on the floor. comes with this. Can you see this? Sorry about the light. Sorry. But it comes with your 2 headphones and a speaker on a boom, which, you know, is Bendy Wendy. You ever met Bendy Wendy? Very nice girl. The buttons for the operating are all on the end of, where are you? You can't really see them there, can you? See them there? They're the buttons there. I know they're like, oh, you're thinking if you've got gloves on, you've got no chance. And I think you're right. If you've got like really heavy gloves on, you've got no chance at all. But it's an option, isn't it? It's an option. It's a cheap option. One of the things that that I had as a priority was not to spend a lot of money if this didn't work and if I didn't enjoy doing it. If I went out and spent a couple of £100 on a GoPro, also come with the little stickers for your helmet, for the speakers, back of the speaker. Anyway, if I went out and spent another couple of £100 on a GoPro, for argument's sake, there are others available, then if I didn't like it, I'd have been really upset. I'd have spent a lot of money for no reason whatsoever, and that would have really pissed me off. So this is the approach I took. I took the cheap way of doing it, as cheap as I possibly could. And if I didn't like it, it didn't matter because I hadn't spent a couple of £100. Now, as it is, I've been doing this now for, I don't know, I think I've been doing it over a year. And I do enjoy it. I've only got, you know, what have I got, 53 subscribers. Nothing. That is absolutely nothing in the scheme of YouTube and whatever. But I enjoy doing it. I enjoy putting this out. And I think if somebody looks at these videos and say, bloody hell, Ed, that was a good idea. I've achieved what I've wanted. That's all there is to it. Anyway, back to the topic of sound onto your system. So that's your ways of doing it. You can have these setups where you've got 3 meters of cable that go up your jumper, out your jacket, clip to the bottom of your what's-it. You've only got a clip to there, because if you put your finger there and start speaking, you can hear the vibration. That's all there is to it. You put a microphone there. You put your microphone close to that point as you can. You'll pick up volume. You really will. It works, trust me. And like I said, you got the option of cutting a hole into that and putting your 3.5 millimeter jack plug into that. So that is a way of doing it. Of course, if it does rain, water will get in that hole. I don't really know, unless you can put, let me just undo this, if I can. If I can undo this here. Unless you can put some kind of rubber grommet or something just around that, just to make water ingress a little bit harder. I don't really know. You can't put that in there first, because you'll never get your camera in there. You see, so you have to put your camera in there first because it's a snug fit, and then put your sound device. Now, there's not a lot of room there. You can see that there's not a lot of room behind that, but there is still room. And water will get, I know water is it 9 times denser than air, water? I think it's 9 times denser than air, something like that. You can tell me, you Google it and tell me. But that's what I think about it anyway. Right, rambled on long enough. That was the video this week instead of the video that I was going to do. I hope I've made some kind of sense. I hope I've made enough thought process there for you to think to yourself, do you know what, that's an idea, I could do it that way. There are a lot of ways of doing it. It's like this, you can do all this without spending a lot of money. That's my whole theme of it. That's my whole thought process, and that's my way of doing everything, because if I don't spend a lot of money on it, I don't like it, I don't care. That's the way it is. Right, who's a big fan of Minnie Mouse? Because there she is. This used to be the youngest daughter's bedroom. Yeah, youngest daughter's bedroom. Now it's just a spare room with old kiddie stuff in it. mainly the cats at the moment. The 2 cats are cuddled up on the bed behind me. So there you go. That's all there is for this video. Hope yourself some use. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. I could do with the subscribers. Recommend the channel to anybody else. That'd be great. And let's just spread the word. Let's spread the word of biking on a budget, because that's the way we progress. Bike on a budget. You haven't got to spend a lot of money. You can bike on a budget. There's a future videos where I've got this, an old, it's not a top box, it's an old, what do you call them? A sissy bar pack. But I've made it into a top box. I've put a nice thin liner in it of plywood and made it a box with a leather-ish faux leather outside. Cheap as chips, it really was. I got it off of Facebook pages for 20 quid. You can't buy things like that for 20 quid. So yeah, this is the whole idea of this channel. It's a load of ideas for camping, biking that don't have to be expensive. Hope I've helped. Hope you're watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, tell me. If you did, tell me. Just drop me a line in the comments below and let me know what you think and stink. That's all for this week. Back next week. Back on the normal process next week. And if I have any more ideas, or if you've got any more ideas about these cameras and just how to keep track of what you're filming. Because like I said, you just can't turn this on and leave it on. That'd be a complete waste, and the battery will be gone within a few short moments. Speaking of batteries, I'll cover that next week as well. See you later, guys. And again, input, comment, subscribe, comment, like, and all them other bollocks they say. See you later.